to connect with like-minded people. So Mrityunjay referred me to this meet. So I'm looking forward to connecting with like-minded people and having meaningful conversations. Hello. I think I'm having some problems with my audio. Let me just fix it once.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Aryan.
Good evening.
So, what's new this week for you?
I was uh, searching about things that I could speak about in my video for the channel, and I found something really cool. Black dwarfs, not brown dwarfs.
Oh,
These are called black dwarfs. These are the remains of the white dwarfs. When white dwarfs cool down, they become black dwarfs. No?
great. That was new to me also.
What?
Could you? That was new to me. This
New
information
to
is new to me. Yeah, means I didn't heard that before.
me too. I heard it I heard it on 19th December,
Oh,
and
great.
today I have made video about it.
So, could you
Uh,
elaborate a bit more on the black dwarfs if you have studied?
ye- yes. Do you know white dwarfs? How they are balanced?
Yeah,
I think degenerative force. Yes,
they're balanced
that
by,
thing is also used.
yeah.
That thing is also used in them. Uh, these thing also when Chandrasekhar lived, like the white dwarfs, if it get bigger than it would collapse into itself and become a black hole. They have a very giant lifespan. At the end of their lifespan, they do an supernova. The most massive of do and supernova in almost 10 raised to the power of 1100 years, and the least one is 10 raised to the power of 32,000 years.
You mean black dwarfs? They last so long.
Yes, yes. If it is very, yes, 10 raised to the power of 32,000 years for the most least massive.
Oh,
Good evening,
great.
sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Sir, you have joined after a long time.
Yes, yes. Sorry. Good evening to everyone.
Good
Good
evening,
evening, sir.
sir.
Yeah, good evening, Aryan. How are you? And today
I'm
we
fine.
have your schools are closed for
Mrityunjay.
the your school is
Yes.
closed now. So what are you doing when
Yes,
the
sir.
school is closed?
Making videos and learning more.
Oh, very nice. And we have a new person, a new Pankajji Madan is there.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. And Mrityunjay is also there. Madan, has he introduced himself? I'm sorry, I was late by
Yes,
5
yes,
minutes.
I'll do it again, sir. Sorry, I had some issues with my audio. So, I'm I'm currently an IT fresher, so I'm working in an IT company, but I have a deep interest in physics since my childhood. So, I joined this community to connect with like-minded people and have meaningful conversations. So, this is where I am now.
Oh, very nice. No, this forum is not only for physics, for anything in science. So,
Correct, sir.
yeah. So, no, where are you right now? Which,
So, I'm currently in Bangalore. I work at a company called Synopsys. So I'm a developer there, but my heart belongs to physics. I do research papers in my free time, attend courses, and attend talks and lectures on the same.
oh,
So
that's very nice. But you do research paper in physics in which subject? Maybe in physics, which area?
in quantum mechanics, to be specific.
Oh my God, most difficult subject. So, and Mrityunjay, what about you?
Sir,
Hello,
today was
Mrityunjay.
the good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
Good
Am I
evening. Oh,
audible?
yeah, yeah, you are audible.
Yeah. So I connected with a different audio device. So as of today was the last class of my winter school. So I have to watch the recordings again to understand them better. And they had programming in them, so I have to do them. And Madan Bhai is my senior, sir.
Oh, acha,
He's
okay.
from my college.
Okay, that's very good. Uh, and where are others? Now that schools have closed, our younger people should join. So Madan is aware that our forum is basically Pankaj ji has started to improve our English.
Oh,
But on Saturday we improve our English with science also.
that's a great initiative, Pankaj sir.
Yeah, yeah, he is doing very well, very regular and very keeps on prompting people to attend, does hard work. So we want more and young people. Young people, youngness, we have not defined yet. Anybody is young.
Correct, sir. It's all relative.
Yeah. So what makes you interested in quantum mechanics?
So my interest in quantum mechanics began when I was watching a documentary by PBS. So there we had this famous scientist and science popularizers like Michio Kaku and Neil deGrasse Tyson. They were speaking about the mysteries of quantum mechanics, basically superposition and then entanglement. And the animations were so good. I kind of felt that this is magic itself embedded in the name of physics. I was very deeply fascinated by quantum mechanics at that age. I was in 8th standard, I believe. From then on, I began to search more on this topic and read books about it. In class 11th and 12th, we had quantum mechanics, and that used to be that was a small topic in our syllabus, but that was the most favorite subject of mine. I used to solve all of the problems that were in the textbook related to quantum mechanics. So that interest in me that was ignited maybe few years ago still burns bright in me. I still feel that this is something I was born to do. I really don't have a logical explanation, but it is something that I really like.
Yeah, you are very correct. Actually, the philosophy of quantum mechanics is such that everybody should be interested because this is about the nature. But are
Yeah.
you aware that why human beings have been forced to adopt quantum mechanics? Nobody likes quantum mechanics, by the way, because the classical mechanics was very strong, explained things very well, but then suddenly we faced with problems that couldn't be explained by classical mechanics.
Correct, sir.
So, so human beings have been forced with quantum mechanics. Now, it is also a mystery that why bigger objects follow classical mechanics and very, very small objects follow quantum mechanics. And why it is so, nobody knows. So, but are you aware that what forced us to adopt quantum mechanics?
Yes, sir. We actually had a discrepancy in our observation in World War II when there was this problem of light emission where we couldn't we had this misconception due to this classical mechanics that the energy depend on the intensity of photons that were striking or intensity of the photons that were being emitted from a light source, and then the actual observation pointed to a peak in the emitted radiation when a black body was energized and it was emitting radiation that was further exploited by Max Planck, and then he proposed that it was Einstein rather in the photoelectric effect. Maxwell found out the peak of the emission that energy is transmitted in small packets of quanta. So this is where the name of quantum mechanics comes in. So it is that they after that they had found out that energy is proportional to the frequency of the photons and not to the intensity as it was predicted by classical mechanics. So this is where I think the history of quantum mechanics comes into thing. And regarding the uneven distribution of quantum effects over macroscopic and microscopic levels is that we observe quantum mechanics more predominantly in the microscopic level and not over the large objects. I think this is itself a characteristic of quantum mechanics that for any object, for you to observe the quantum mechanical effect, it has to be in the order of h, that is the Planck's constant. So approximately 10 to the power of minus 34 to minus 36, that affects quantum in that scale quantum effects become more predominant, and there is this neat boundary over classical mechanics and quantum mechanics when you move to the uh, st- order of atoms basically. So we have this electrons exhibiting wave uh, particle duality. So there is this neat boundary, so we call it decoherence and decoherence principle that basically determines the boundary up to which the quantum mechanical effects become predominant, and beyond which the classical mechanic effects become predominant. So one more thing that I wanted to add was I was reading few articles, and I was actually doing a course on thermodynamics in which.
By the way, Aryan is raising his hand. He wants to ask you a question.
Oh, sure, 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 sure.
So,
Yes, go
sir,
ahead.
do you know about black dwarfs?
I am not aware of that, Aryan. I am not
What
in.
is that, Aryan? Black?
Dwarfs. Sir, it is a form of star. When an white dwarf star cools down, it becomes an black dwarf.
Oh
Something,
my God.
something quantum mechanics that can explain happens here, which is cold fusion.
Cold fusion.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. But then the cold fusion we have already discarded.
No, sir. Some scientists believe it cause near
No.
absolute zero.
Yeah.
This happens cause they are very very black, and
Yeah.
they are they are stable because of the degenerative force Yes, sir. Cold fusion happens near temperature absolute zero. Near these
Oh,
things are very black and does not produce any heat or light. They are, they have a very long lifespan.
yeah. So what you are saying is that this is just a belief, isn't it? Some scientists they believe it. So belief is belief. So I mean, there is no proof of it
Yes,
because
it's just speculated.
yeah, in my lab, no, when we I joined, no, so just after a few 4 or 5 years, suddenly there was a talk about cold fusion. So everybody started experimenting with the cold fusion idea, and some of them also got some proof, but only when they were asked critically, means when people started asking questions on that, then they failed to answer, and the data did not show that there is a cold fusion. So it was discarded. I'm talking about the
Mm.
80s. Yes. Yes, but Madan is talking about the quantum mechanics. So,
Yes,
Aryan,
sir,
you are
it
going
is
to
a
follow.
part of quantum mechanics. Cold fusion. I think so.
It changed the
Yes, sir.
path. What did you say? It changed the path.
No, sir. I didn't say that.
What did you
Um,
say? Sorry. The-
cold fusion is a part of quantum quantum mechanics.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm ignorant about this. My knowledge is, I do not know much about it. I'll read it up. Did you say black dogs? Okay, I'll read it about this one.
No, sir. It is black dwarfs, like white
Oh,
dwarfs.
black dogs, you are saying. Okay, so sorry. Okay. Yeah, so, okay, black dwarfs. Yeah, so this is the one explanation you said that is being given like this. But, as you are a scientist and everybody is a scientist here. So what happens is that I explain something, but I must prove it also. So until it is proved, it is just a belief. So unless you don't prove it that it is so by experiment or by any thought experiments, so you must prove it that it is true. Unless it is not proven, it is not part of science. It is just like any other belief, like that there is a ghost. It is a belief, isn't it? But nobody has seen a ghost till now. Have you seen, Aryan, any ghost in your life? Hello,
Yes, sir.
Aryan.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen a ghost in your life?
No.
A lot of people believe that there is a ghost, but nobody has seen it. So, Madan, you are saying something. So, Acha, why do you write Madham?
Yes,
Ham.
Madan. Yes, Madan.
But why H is also there? It is just Madan or Madhan?
Uh, this is how we pronounce here in South. So MAD, Madan, we have this the predominant when we speak. So
What does this mean actually? Madhan means?
Madan is the name of Cupid, if I'm not wrong, in Hindu mythology.
Okay, I see. Yeah, so what were you saying that?
Yeah, so I was saying that since sir you asked about this demarcation that happens between classical mechanics and quantum mechanics, one thing that I have always observed that happens throughout all the scales is all the actions that follow the path of least action. From what that means is, if a particle has to go from point A to B and there might be many other paths to which it can take, it should always take the path in which the uh, in which the final resting state of the particle has the lowest potential energy. So this has, of course, further insights into it. There is the neat Lagrangian and Hamiltonian formulation for the same in classical and quantum mechanical aspects. But in essence, is that any action that happens in classical or in quantum mechanical scale follows the path of least action. This is what one thing that I have read of a week ago.
So before we ask you some more questions, I think we have Dr. Pankaj. We have a respected teacher. We have. Can you introduce him? Yeah, we are not able to hear the sound. Yeah, Dr. Gyan. Hello.
Good evening, everybody. And I'm Dr. Gyanend Kumar Sharma. Basically, I'm not a teacher, sir. I'm retired district administrations as I was heading the district judiciary, and I have had also the academy, which is responsible for the training of the judges and the civil servants. Uh, Post retirement, I'm having, in fact, unfortunately, I lost my only son at the time of my superannuation from the services. So, in the memory of my son, I have initiated some innovative ideas, not only for India, that is the legal social ideas, not only for India, but in the uh, to the global community, and that such like the pre-marriage counseling, post-marriage reconciliation, out-of-court settlement center, a number of services are there. Because I don't want to take it at the time for you, sir, and it is the scheduled time for the science subject. And my subject is quite different. That is the ethics, no doubt. Uh, there is a, I will not say the clash. There is a collaboration and the cooperation between the ethics and law and the science. So, as the organizer of this webinar has told me that whenever there will be any social topic or the legal topic, I will take my session apart from this my introduction, sir.
Oh, very nice of you, sir. Where do you stay?
Sir, in fact, I was supposed to stay in Delhi with my son, but because my father is 104 and my mother is 92, so on their request, on their order, parents never give request, on their order, I have settled down in Meerut. I have the residence in Meerut, but my office is in Delhi. So I'm every day visiting to Delhi. Apart from Delhi, I'm having the office in Chandigarh, in Dehradun, and shortly, very, very shortly, for two services. The pre-marriage counseling services, post-marriage reconciliation out of the settlement center. We are going to open the office in Toronto, Canada, sir. And my plan is within 2 or 3 years, I will be having a chain in Europe, Canada, and America.
Oh, that's very nice, actually.
Yeah, but I didn't get one thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, where are you are bringing? You said that you are incorporating science also in that.
Haji, what was your query? In fact, someone has disturbed me. My driver has disturbed me, and I'm still in journey. So I'm returning from Delhi to Meerut. So I have parked my vehicle somewhere else just to join you. So
Oh
may
yeah.
I request you to have your query once again, sir?
No, no, you said that you want to this.
Judiciary and science, you want to combine them, something like that, you said.
Yes, we can. In fact, the ethics start from where the science ends. Science, as you know, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. But in ethics and the legal science and the justice, we can say 2 and 2 may be 6, and 2 and 2 may be 0, 2 and 2 may be 1. So it is the difference between the science and the ethics and the law. The science is exact, but so far as the legal services are concerned, judicial service and the ethics and other services are concerned with the social sciences, these are not so exact, they are flexible. That was a telling that there is a correlation between the science and the ethics.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a very nice idea you have actually. I never thought of this idea. But like say people like Bertrand Russell and all these people, they said that there is some connection between science and ethics.
There is a connection. There is a connection, certainly. Some ethical principles become the principles of science.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it is adopted some ethical principle, and there are certain science principles, they may become the ethical principles. There is a connection. But there is a difference as well. There is a not hairline difference, but the big line difference is over there. I had been the student of science, but thereafter I became the student of the social sciences. And luckily, one of the facets of the Pranav versus legal clinic is that is the Pranav Vasistha spiritual research center, which how can we cure the human body with the with the spirituality, without any this biological treatment, you can say Ayurvedic, allopathic, and the Unani, homeopathic. Apart from these treatments, how the human body can respond to the ethical principles, on that we are conducting research. And for that research I have to go to the West. There are only I can say the 28 books available in the world on this research. All the 28 books I'm having are in my library. I'm going through the book, and within the near future we will establish the, and it is the exact example of the relationship between the ethics and the science.
Oh, that's very nice. It will be nice to hear from you one full day on this topic, I think.
Thank you so much. But it was I have told the organization early in the morning today that it is the topic of science, and not that I had been the student of science, but during my service period, I have studied the humanities, the social sciences. Just as I did my MA, I did my MA political science, then English, then I did my LLM, PhD, postdoctoral, and then I have written a number of books on this social sciences subjects.
That's very nice of you, I think. Here, this is a forum which Pankaj ji is running this show here. Is basically what we do is that we have a number of
Yes,
people who act as teachers, and we have young people. So
yes,
there is
yes,
a communication between them. On the Saturday, we have communication on science, but on other days, we can have communication on any other thing, many,
yes,
many
yes,
other things. Yes,
yes,
that is
yes.
what we do. So Saturday, we reserve that communication should be only on the science topics.
Yesterday, I know I've already
Yeah,
said it. I have
yeah.
requested you
So, but
that today's
even
topic is for the science.
you're combining science with ethics, so that also can be taken up on Saturday. It's, I mean, our young people would be glad to hear such a combination, actually.
Yes, sir. I will prefer to hear you first, and that thereafter I will request the organization at the concluding remarks. I will give the 5 to 10 minutes time for telling to the kids in their language, because if our language is such that the kids are unable to understand, that is the useful that we the useless exercise, futile exercise. So in their language, so that they can understand what is science, what is ethics, what is morality, what is legality, what is illegality. I will try to let them express before them, sir.
Yes,
You
yes.
complete your science. Thereafter I will request the organization, the organizer, I think he is also listening me, that for the 5 or 10 minutes, for the 5 minutes only, I will try to correlate the ethics with science, ethics with law, ethics with social services, and ethics with what the students requires in the present arena. Science का जो the biggest effect on the of the science on the kids is that they are addicted to mobile. They are using the mobile otherwise for other purposes than they are required. They are required for the study purposes. They are to attend the classes, but mobile is used and they have become addicted. And not only the kids, but the parents of the kids have also addicted to the mobile. So one of the training program initiated by the Pranav versus Legal Clinic is training for mobile de-addiction of the kids. So we have to take
Okay.
care of the science as well.
Yes, That is, yeah. No, yeah, but mister, what is true is that a little bit is good, but too much is bad. That is what I would say about the mobiles.
Proper use of mobile is very good.
Yes.
And I can say my entire PhD and the postdoctoral was through my internet, the use of mobile, use of laptop, and that desktops. It was not possible for me to visit that 170 countries. And because of use of the mobile and this electronic other media, I have had the responses from 100, more than 100 countries. But the mobile is unrestrictedly used by the kids for other purposes. That is the reason. Uh, and I will request you to conclude this after your space, sir. You are talking on the science. I will hear you, sir. After 5 minutes, I will say, if you permitted me, sir.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. So, Aryan and Mrityunjay, did you understand the argument given by Madan about the photoelectric effect?
Sir, not that much.
Mrityunjay, did you understand?
No, sir, not much.
So, Madan, I
Uh,
think can you explain to in a language which this photo you are saying that the photoelectric effect was the which is about 1905. This yeah. So, in fact, Einstein got a Nobel Prize for photoelectric effect, not for relativity.
Correct, sir.
But it's not true. It's true that photoelectric effect was known even before Einstein explained it. So people were just thinking what it is. So can you explain to them, Mrityunjay and Aryan, what did you mean? That what was there in photoelectric effect that caused classical mechanics to collapse?
Okay, so to begin with, I'll just lay out the fundamentals. Light, as we all know, is electromagnetic radiation. So,
Is a wave. Yes.
yeah, it's a wave. So, my question is all light the same? Like you have this blue light, you have this red light, yellow light. Are all of them the same? Do all of them carry the same energy? So this is what I would like to ask to Aryan and Mrityunjay if before I proceed.
Mm,
go on.
no, no, the wavelengths are different.
Correct. The wavelength is different. So since the wavelength is different, does it necessarily have a effect on its energy?
Mm, yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. So do you know the relation between wavelength and energy? Are they directly proportional or inversely proportional?
I think that the shorter the wavelength,
Mm-hmm.
the more the energy it has.
Correct. That's absolutely
Very
correct.
good. Very good. Very good. Do you know, Madan, that Aryan is studying in class 5?
I think Mrityunjay had told me about this
Yeah,
prodigy
okay.
that I would encounter.
Yeah. So yeah, very very good, Aryan. Yes, and then yeah, next.
Yeah. So now, as Aryan told that energy is directly proportional to frequency or inversely proportional to wavelength. The shorter the wavelength, the higher the energy. So during World War II, so we had this fight going on between the countries. So there was this unique problem that was proposed, not proposed, that came up to find out the uh, the light, which wavelength of light was emitted the most. So suppose we have this bulb, right, incandescent light with a simple tungsten filament, yellow color, that emits wavelength in the yellow radiation. So it predominantly uh, emits wavelengths in the yellow region, so it appears yellow to us. So the question was how to is there a relation between the energy that we provide and the wavelength that is getting emitted? So what the classical mechanics predicted was the more the energy that you provide to the filament, you have a simple bulb, right? The more energy that you provide, the more brighter it will glow. So the reasoning was, you provide more energy, so that energy should be converted into light energy, and the bulb should emit more light. And it yes, Aryan?
I think
Uh,
does it have a relation with an black body radiation? I think.
Yes, correct. That is what I was coming to. Black body radiation, basically. So
Oh,
this was the question that was, lingering in the minds of physicists, and the observations were very peculiar. The intensity of light only peaked at a certain wavelength. I mean, the light emitted, right? The amount of photons emitted only peaked at a certain wavelength, and after that, it went down. There was a bell shaped curve that they could observe. For example, this tungsten filament emits light it emits light in all the different wavelengths, but we only see it as
that.
yellow due to the sharp peak that we have, right? So it radiates energy specifically in that wavelength. So this
no, Madan, please hold on. I think no, you are discussing something different. I think probably. Are you discussing photoelectric effect?
yes, yes, photoelectric effect, yes. This is just a
That was, you see, 1905,
hmm
which Einstein explained.
correct.
That was 1905. And this that incandescent thing you are talking about, the World War II. No, let me just briefly just say very simple so that we can go to other topic.
hmm
My understanding is photoelectric effect was this, some of the metals, they when light falls on them, it
correct.
emits electrons, which are
Yes,
called photoelectrons. Now, observation was this, that suppose a light falls on it, then if you increase the intensity, the more electrons will be emitted. But what was observed was that if the frequency is less, no electron was emitted, even if you increase the intensity.
correct, correct, sir.
So, which means that the light was having a particle nature, and that
Yes, sir.
photon thing is there. So,
Light.
this is what was the explanation given by Einstein. Acha, now, what you are talking about is the
Is the
radiation,
origin.
black body radiation, basically, I think,
Yes, I
isn't
was
it?
just trying to correlate that with this. This is just the inverse of photoelectric effect. As you said, sir, we discovered the particle nature of light during this
Yes.
photoelectric effect. This
Yeah.
so photoelectric effect, you pass light to the material, and the energy of the light is quantized. So that in turn bounces off electrons of the material, and as you said, the intensity of, if greater the intensity of the light, the more electrons are emitted, but it takes only the electron light in the specific threshold to excite these electrons, not all
Yes,
types of light.
exactly. Yeah. So if the energy is less, if the frequency is less, they were not able to, force electrons to come out. It's only above a threshold that it was such that the electrons could be. That means it is a particle nature actually. It was suggestive that it is a particle nature. But you'll be surprised that Einstein did this photo explanation, but he himself was not willing to believe in quantum mechanics.
Correct. God does not play dice.
Yeah. So until his death, he never believed in it. So yeah, but then we are forced because that's how the nature is. So that
Correct.
is how the nature behaves. Okay. So I, I, can we give now floor to Aryan? He wants to ask some question. He was saying, what is it? The question?
Sir, I was asking, do you know about blazers?
Know about
Blazers.
glacier?
Blazers.
Sorry, I'm not getting it actually. Is it a problem?
So
What is
he's asking about blazars. Blazars.
Yes.
They are
blazer
form of
means
blazars.
Yes, sir.
Blazar or quasar, you are saying?
No, sir, blazar is a type of neutron star.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Can you tell us?
Sir, uh, blazars, that I was talking about different ones. The first, the name blaze. Invisible, invisible wavelength images. Most blazars appear compact and point-like, but res- high resolution images reveal that they are look. It means that these are located at an angle that we can see them. When a neutron star is tilted at an angle like 45 degrees, and then we can see them, we would see them as in blazars. So the,
Okay, okay. Oh, so this is a piece of information you are giving. Today, Mrityunjay, do you have any question?
black holes are.
No, sir. Actually, I have some questions, but I'm not able to frame it properly yet because I need some information on that. Then
No,
ask
no,
it on
you
next week,
can
sir.
you can say it. You don't have to worry. I mean, you see.
No, sir. Actually, the thing is, I have it, but the way I want to ask it, I can't find the way proper words and way to ask it. I'll ask it next week, sir. I have some questions. Like I have
Okay.
kept a list. Yes, sir.
So, Madan, you have any question or anything that you want to tell us?
Not anything much, sir. I really want to hear it from others. I've not heard much from others.
So, basically, well, no, Madan. So, what do you do in the IT sector actually?
So I work as a developer. So Synopsys is a semiconductor company. So I work as a developer. So let me just describe like what my job role is. So we have this semi chips, right? For example, the laptop in which you are attending this call from or your phone, we have this chip. For example, let's take Intel. So Intel chip has these various logical functions. So when you use an Intel chip, it has these various functionalities that support a computer. For that matter, we write test cases. So we have these test cases that my other part of the company does. So each test case is a simple VHDL code, Verilog digital code. So that test out the different aspects of the uh, Intel machines. For example, one of our customers is Samsung. So maybe we can have a test case that that test if the color of the wallpaper is changed when the user changes it. So we can write a VHDL code for that, and that VHDL code is received by our team. So what our team developer team does is we have these products. We have this product, they are called regrun and ts verify. We test those test cases. So basically, we have this test case, right? You have to give an input. So once you give an input, it can either fail or pass. So if we can either give a wrong input and expect it to fail, or we can give a correct input and give it to pass. If sometimes if the other thing happens, vice versa happens, that is further sent back to the other team for enhancing the test case and finding out what is wrong with the code. I have explained it in a very simple terms. There are a lot of aspects to it. There's much involved in this team, but this basically, to a layman, this is what our team does.
Oh, I see. It's quite a complicated job that you do.
Correct, sir.
Sir, his job is like Amarnath sir did the chip making.
Yes. So, I think today he has not come. So, we have an Intel engineer in the group also. So, today he has not come.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So, he was in the developing chips. So,
Okay.
today he has not come. So, Dr. Gyanendra, he wanted some time, so we will give him some time. We all will hear what he wants to say. But before we go, Aryan and Mrityunjay and Madan also, I have a very simple question to all of you. Suppose you were born 200 years earlier. Then my question to you is, how will you find the radius of the Earth? Do you have an idea?
Sir, could you repeat the question?
How do we know that what is the radius of the Earth?
Yes, sir, we can do it by the help of equinoxes.
By the help of?
Equinoxes. Like we have a spring equinox, autumn equinox. We can measure the shadow. Like no shadow day we have. We can measure uh, the shadow length in that part of the equator, and then we can measure the shadow elsewhere, like as the Greek philosopher did.
No, sorry, I didn't get it. Can you just tell once again?
Yeah, so I was saying that we can use the help of equinoxes.
Hmm.
Equinox.
Yeah,
We can help
equinox. So there are
use.
twice in a year it happens.
Yes, sir. So we
Okay.
can
So
use
then,
that help, and we can use that help, and we can do the same thing that. And I don't know that I don't can't even remember the name of that person who did it. That placing poles in the different places and measuring the angle to the core, and we can find that radius.
no, I couldn't understand actually. But you have to explain it in a way so that a class 5 student also can understand.
So I'll get back to you in next week
Okay,
with this
okay,
explanation.
okay.
Yes.
Anyone else? Madan, you know how to find the radius of the Earth?
On
Suppose you
the same lines,
200
sir.
years.
Like Mrityunjay was speaking about the Eratosthenes method of measuring the radius of the Earth. So what Eratosthenes did is, uh, I am not able to recall the exact method that he did, but he placed a stick on a zero shadow day on a specific point. Let's say A. Let's make it simple. Suppose Eratosthenes had was in India, and then there was the zero shadow day. He placed a zero shadow day specific to the geographical region. So suppose there is zero shadow day in Delhi. So Eratosthenes places a stick on zero shadow day in Delhi, and then he has another friend who uh, who lives a bit far away, so that there is no zero shadow day, and there the pole casts a shadow. So the same pole length basically. So suppose from Delhi to maybe Chandigarh, there is no zero shadow day, and his friend places a pole there, and he can see the shadow. So what basically Eratosthenes did is, he measured the length of the pole, which was the same, right? In both his friend had and he had, and he measured the length of the shadow, and he also knew the distance between the two cities. So using, I think, a simple geometry, he was able to find out the radiation using a simple ratio. Suppose the distance from Delhi to Chandigarh casts a shadow of maybe say 20 centimeter for a stick of 1 meter length. So how big would the radius of the Earth be? He calculated it using that. I'm not able to find out the recall the mathematical details, but I could get back to you with further understanding, sir, when next week.
Yeah,
I, I think the place was south of Alexandria. I think I have
Yeah, yeah,
read that somewhere.
correct. It might be that. Yes.
yeah. So we want to know how. Suppose I am asking that you were born 200 years back, and you are told that find out the radius of the Earth. How would you do it? Or so in a language which common people can understand. Okay, so Pankaj ji, you can now invite Dr. Gyanendra ji. He wanted 5 minutes time. So
Maybe he's driving, sir. So maybe his network issue,
yeah,
maybe.
but he wanted time, so we have to give him actually.
So Aryan just left it. I don't know. Actually, he's waiting last few weeks. Premji is also joined.
Yes,
Yes,
Premji, you
Mallik.
have joined after a long time.
Yes, Chaturanan sir.
So,
I'm listening carefully.
so you have something to add to today's meeting?
I listen your question, but it's very impossible for me to, give some point in radius or maybe this topic because I totally unaware about this kind of scientific.
Yeah. No, we want our young people, that suppose I say the radius of the earth is so many kilometers.
Uh,
Young people should ask the teacher that how do you know that it is so much? So that
Correct,
is
correct.
why I'm
But
asking
in
this
this
question.
in this mathematical formula, maybe I was learning eighth or ninth standard. So there were formula to find the radius of any areas. So by using this formula, maybe we can find. But uh, right now, I don't recall this kind of thing.
Acha, there is a formula also you are saying, is it?
Yeah, in mathematical formula, maybe to find out the radius of any geographical areas.
Okay. I, so, Pankajji, do you think that we should wait for Dr. Gyanendra? You have sent him the message. Pankajji, you want to add something to today's meeting? No, that is what I say. That no. Actually, no, we are, miss. Science is something. Doesn't have to do anything whether you are a commerce or a arts or what student. Science is for everyone. We need to know our body. We need to know our environment. That is for everyone. If you want to survive, you have to know this. We call it, this is bread and butter science. So everybody needs to know whatever he is his profession, commerce, arts, anything. We need to know what food we should eat, why we should eat that food only, why young people should not take drugs, what happens. The people
Correct.
need to know. Yeah, these are the things everybody needs to know. It's not limited only to science people. So I want to tell until Dr. Gyanendra comes. So last week I went to a meeting in Mumbai. We were holding that meeting because India has promised that we will go for green energy. So the meeting was held and in that Dubai meeting, it was decided that earlier there was a restriction on having nuclear energy as a green energy. But then it was declared as a green energy. So now we can have nuclear reactors along with solar energy, hydro energy, and things like that. So India is going to build lot of reactors in the next 10, 20 years. So the meeting was regarding that, and different people suggested different varieties of reactors which is suitable for India. So is someone here understands the problem of the India, I'll tell you in short. The problem is like this, that we are running short of uranium. We don't have uranium. In fact, we import uranium. There was a lot of uranium in Jamshedpur, Jaduguda mines, but that also has become low quality. So now we don't have uranium. So how do we build more reactors? So India thought of one solution is that we should have fast breeder reactors, which means that it will produce energy as well as it will breed, it will produce fuel. So we have a lot of thorium. Now thorium can be converted to a fuel, uranium 233. Means uranium with 233 is the sum of the neutrons and protons, this number. And thorium is 232. So in a reactor, you can convert thorium to uranium. And we in India have so much of thorium that if we can convert it, our reactors will last for next 1,000 years. Huge amount of thorium is there along the western coast, particularly on the Kerala side. So fast breeder reactor. So the first fast breeder reactor is coming up in Madras. Already the commercial plant will come. But our problem is that we need to have, reduce this emission. India has already promised. So we need to have more conventional reactors until then, until people develop fast breeder reactors. No country is developing fast breeder reactor except India and France, because these two countries have a lot of thorium. So the meeting was what should be the strategy. So until the fast breeder reactors come, let's have conventional reactors based on uranium. Now there is a news item in the newspaper. China is buying all the uranium which is there in the African country. So I only don't know what will happen to our reactors. Suppose we don't get uranium. People discuss this problem. There were a lot of international scientists have come from different countries. So India anyway is going to have more reactors now, very, very soon. So that is, it was presented in yesterday's parliament, but I didn't see in the news. So people neglect science. Oh, Aryan, he wants to ask a question. Please go ahead.
Sir,
Hello? Yes?
sir, can you name the place that you worked at? I forgot its name.
Where I worked,
Yes, Bhava Atomic Center, right?
Bhava Atomic Research Center, which is in Mumbai.
So
And
you were in the accelerator type.
yeah, but Bhava Atomic Research Center is one research center. So this is a part of Department of Atomic Energy. So there are under Department of Atomic Energy, there is a research center in Chennai that is also called Indira Gandhi. It's named after Indira Gandhi. It's a
Sir,
reactor research center.
did you discover anything new in that field?
I was in Calcutta, but my job was to build cyclotrons so that nuclear physics experiments can be done.
Oh,
And, so people. Khatam bhele ab. So the aim was that if you have you see, what happens is that data about the fuel, about the uranium, thorium, no country gives to another country. So suppose I want to build a fast breeder reactor, where do I get data? Nobody will give us. So we have to create data by experiments. We have to understand the nucleus. And that is done in a cyclotron. So we have built two cyclotrons in Kolkata. One is a room temperature cyclotron, other is a superconducting cyclotron. So I was involved in that. My job was this. And all of you will become So Aryan, you also, when you grow big, you can also join us, because this is something which will go on for a few years.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
You are interested in astrophysics, I understand. So in India, astrophysics is, discussed thoroughly in Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, and there are Indian Institute of Astrophysics. So there are, and many places are coming up.
Oh, mm,
Sir,
Mrityunjay
yes,
has a
sir.
question.
Sir, yes, sir. Since we can't uh, procure uranium like China, so why don't we focus on building fusion reactors? At least uh, start researching on it.
Oh, very good question. You see, yeah, in fact, the fusion reactors till date has not become viable. Means it is not, but very recently, Japan and China, they showed that it is possible fusion reactor, and India is part of you. There is a tokamak being built in France, of which India is a part in the technology and everything. So they will get, and India itself has in Ahmedabad in IPR, they build tokamaks, which is for fusion reactors. But till date, we don't have something that shows the that it works. We have to prove it. But the principle is correct. I mean, nobody is denying that the principle of fusion reactors is. It is a tokamak. It is a very different kind of reactor. But recently, China and Japan have done something that shows promise. But then it will take time. I mean, the technology has to be developed because you are creating in the core a temperature of few million degrees centigrade. So the technology has to be developed. Yeah, you also do this tokamak. If you put in the Google, you will see all the kinds of news about this, and that is a fusion reactor. This conventional
Yes, sir.
nuclear reactors is proven already. So, and we are in hurry to reduce the emission. We are in a hurry. We can't wait for the fusion reactor. But fusion reactor is there. A lot of people are working. Even private companies are working. And recently there was a news that Microsoft is going to buy all the electricity produced by a fusion reactor in 2028. That means there is a company who is saying that he will prove it that it works by 2028. So let us all hope so. तो पंकज क्या करेंगे अब तो अब डॉक्टर ज्ञानेन तो आए नहीं तो I'll have to go a little bit. Oh, Naveen has a question. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. No, no, sir. I have no any questions, sir. Actually, Aryan is just one exam is done. Is RSM, Rashtriya Military School, one of the toughest exam in the India. So recently he is done, but I don't know he's pass out or not. I don't know. So
But why
this
you
is
want
only
to put him in, what is that, military exam?
actually this is the entrance exam of only five school in the India. So I want to know what is the billing of Aryan. So 200 questions. So he is done. Uh, and recently
Achha,
in
good.
17th of uh, uh, December.
No, so that school, that if he graduates from that school, then what he becomes?
Yes, sir. Actually, he's finally he become a scientist. But actually, just I have checked it. Actually, RSM take the some scientist like DRDO also linked with RSM Rashtriya Military Schools. Many of uh, subject over there. according to the kids billing.
My personal belief is Aryan will do better if you put him in the research side, you know.
Yes. Just
Yeah.
I'm trying, sir, not in
No,
deeply.
let him appear exams and pass, but he should concentrate on doing going into the research line. It is
Yes.
he has got aptitude for this.
Yes.
ठीक है तो नेक्स्ट टाइम उनको कह दीजिएगा नेक्स्ट टाइम he wants to discuss a good topic actually, so next time he should come and ठीक है then wish you all the best all of you. Good night.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.